Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is not that simple. So pulling apart the Dyson V10. Now Dyson, you may or may not have a love-hate relationship with them like I do, but they're great machines until they're not, obviously like everything else. But what I have here is that, I guess the famous trigger break, if you can see that crack right there. So my trigger had gone flat and is dead. And the battery seemed fine. I've had issues in the past with different things, but this one's a new one. You can see that hairline crack where the thing it gives up. So basically you're pulling out all these little tiny screws, and boy, they make them tiny. And they're Torx heads, and I can't exactly tell you what size. My eyes just aren't as good as they were in the day, but you'll figure it out. And then you'll need, also Phillips heads, little tiny Phillips heads. And you've got to get this motor out. Now the tricks to it, which you'll see other videos, are getting this little plastic cover off. Just pry it kind of at these points here I used a little flathead screwdriver, this little rusty sucker. And that's one thing. And then getting these contact screws, you see these holes here? Those are where the little contact screws are, these guys, to these wires. And then the trick is bending those upward so they fit out of the hole. This little cover was in there on top of this thing. Or wait, where was this thing? Yes, it was on top of that hole in there. This little cover was in there like this, with these two little skinny screws. And you got to get the screwdriver in there, and there's no headroom because of that. So that's why I needed my little angled Torx screw to get those little guys out. You can see the holes there. And then you can see the little clips on it too. So you just kind of pry that up gently. Do everything gently, obviously. And there's this little microscopic plug. I barely touched it. It came off the circuit board, this little thing, if you can see that in focus. That thing is microscopic. But anyway, that was sitting down on top of this. Where's the board? Oh, this board. Yeah, right over in this area. If you can see that little black slot there. So there is some real microscopic stuff here, and you can see the dust that's in my unit. So I'm going to vacuum this out with clean the whole thing up, and then wash it up, try to get it back together. I can't guarantee it. I have a body that Dyson sent me a while ago that was dead. I thought they were going to swap it out for me, but they didn't. I had to pay. They gave me it was a much better price than I thought. I thought they'd cover this because they sent me this body for another issue a couple of years ago. I never used it until yesterday, and it was dead. So it didn't work at all. So the trigger feels good in it, obviously, because it's a new body. So I'm going to pull the trigger out of that, stick it in my old one. I did buy another body, which they gave me a deal on. It was like $47 and change, including shipping, which wasn't bad. I thought it was gonna be like $200. Thank God it wasn't. But anyway, I'm gonna pop off I have to pull that other one apart and get the trigger out to replace this split trigger, and I think we'll be in business. All right, I'll talk to you guys later, and let me know if you have any questions. I know this isn't the most detailed video, but I kind of hit on the hot spots, hopefully for you, and try to get this thing running again. I'll let you know how I make out in the next video. Talk to you later. Appreciate any likes and subscribes. Hope it helps.